I became obsessed lately with customizing my Mac experience. I'm also a Vim user, so I'm really keen to keyboard navigation. So I've tried every single piece of software to move myself away from using mouse and more using keyboard. And don't get me wrong, mouse is great. It's a really nice tool, and a bunch of software is pretty much unusable without it. So like 3D software, different media editors and stuff like that. But in the most applications, we use mouse only to click a couple of buttons, scroll something, and that's pretty much it. For the most part, we use keyboard for most of the interactions with the computer. So I was trying to get away from mouse and use keyboard as much as possible. And in this journey, I collected a set of applications that help me with that. Um, a little disclaimer, most of this software is for Mac OS, but I tried collecting a list of applications that will help you if you either on Windows or Linux to achieve similar results. Without further ado, let's get started. I will not be using mouse, or in this case, trackpad, throughout this video. So I will be only controlling everything from a keyboard. Now, you will see whatever I'm pressing in the left bottom corner. First thing that I want to showcase is Aerospace. Aerospace is a tiling window manager, pretty much like i3 on Linux. So if I go to my terminal here and I press Command N, it will open new terminal window, and these windows will be side by side. Now, if I press Command N again, I will open yet another window. And if, for example, I want them to be stacked on top of each other, I can do Control-Shift-H, and they will stack like that. I can also resize them by pressing Alt minus or Option minus and Option plus. I can switch between windows by pressing Alt and typing HJKL as in Vim, like that. So that's about tiling. They also have a bunch of different layouts that you can apply. And obviously I can have windows in full screen like that. So if I want to focus on a specific window and, for example, echo, hello YouTube, and then I want to focus it, I can just bring it to full screen. Now, Aerospace is more than that. It also has built-in workspaces. And unlike macOS workspaces, these are really fast. Unfortunately, when working with macOS native workspaces, you cannot just disable animation without hacking into operating system security for some reason. I don't know why. And without animation, those jumps between workspaces feel much snappier. Look at this. I'm just going instantly to a place where I want to be. That's pretty sick. And you have a bunch of them by default from 1 to 10, and you can go beyond that with assigning your workspaces to letters from A to Z. So you have 35 in total. So if you want, and if you for some reason need that much of workspaces, you can have it. Again, it's completely open source. It's still in beta state, but the author of this awesome application pushing really hard. So next up will be Homerow. Homerow is a navigation system based on keyboard. And yeah, this is paid application. It costs $50. It's one-time purchase, so you just buy it forever. And what it does is it gives you an ability to navigate through labels. It, for some reason, dies in Arc, and it's not the problem of the application, it's Arc's problem. But what you can do, you can see that these labels appear when I press Command-Shift-Space. I can now go to, for example, pricing by pressing SS, and I can buy the application using SH. Let's go back. What's cool about Homerow as well is if I press Command-Shift/, it also gives me a bunch of labels, but this time I can type, for example, download, and it will highlight an element that has this text in it. So if we go down, for example, and I don't know, let's press here, Command-Shift/by, and interesting, it cannot find it. Maybe it died again? Yeah. And you can see there's two words by, so by once, use forever, and also by now on the button. To access the button, I can press capital A, and it will highlight it for me. And I also can hold Shift to get a context menu, or I can, let's find it again. And I can press Command Enter, and it will open in a new tab. That's pretty cool. It also has scrolling capabilities. So for example, if I open Finder, I can type today. I don't know, I want to scroll through this massive list of documents I have. So I can press Command-Shift-A, and you will see that it outlines multiple areas. So if I press 3, I can control this list with my arrow keys. And what's cool, I can scroll down. I can now press Command-Shift-Space, and I can open pretty much any document here. Or I can press Command-Shift/, and I want to find a word code. And here we have Xcode and also code PNG. Let's press this guy, select space, and I can see the code. Or I can also open applications like that. I can interact with applications. So for example, I want to, again, code D. I can hold Shift and press Enter, and now I can move to trash. No mouse at all. Yeah, so that's Homerow. Next, we will go to another cool application called kindaVim. And it is kindaVim. What's cool about this application, it allows you to edit text with Vim motions anywhere. So if we go back to the Aerospace GitHub page and we navigate to issues, and now we create a new issue, and it will be this guy here. Now we want to go to DE here. And yeah, we now can navigate through this text. Obviously in macOS, as in Windows and in Linux, you can, for example, go through text with arrows or alt arrows to jump between words. You can also press Command and go to end of line, start of line, like things like that. But if I activate kindaVim, it also has ability to go between words like that. But interesting, it's something wrong with it now. Let's try again. Let's reload the page. It died again. Whoops. Yeah, now it works. Yeah, the problem with all of this software is that it usually relies on different, not really intended to use in this way features like accessibility features. So they can sometimes lag. For example, Homerow dies in Arc oftentimes just because Arc, for some reason, shuts down the accessibility service. And with kindaVim, there's similar situation because it relies on accessibility features of different applications, and not all applications implement those. Homerow does that too, and for example, it doesn't work in Telegram and other apps because they don't implement accessibility features natively. So anyway, back to kindaVim. It also allows you to travel through the text, and it, for some reason, just, again, stopped working. Interesting. Let's reload the page again. Everybody wants to screw up my demo. Okay, let's DM. No, it doesn't want to work. I guess that's the end of the demo for kindaVim. Let's try like force reload, I guess. No. For some reason, it's broken here. It worked just fine when I was recording this same video 3 times before this one. And for some reason, it just gave up on me. I don't know. Let's go back. And let's try creating a new issue again. And no, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so we can try something else. We can try going to different applications. For example, yeah, by the way, it doesn't work here in Telegram. So I think we can, I don't know, try Notes. In Notes, it works every time. So I want to go here and let's create a new note, ask A. So, and let's type something. Let's go back to, okay, so settings. Let's actually copy this text and paste it here. Now we can interact with this text just like it would be in Vim. We can select the word. We can go forward with selection. We can go backward with selection. We can select entire row. We can select multiple rows. We can delete them, or we can paste them back, or duplicate a bunch of times. All sorts of things that you can do in Vim. Or for example, we can, I guess, yeah, I'm getting used to a new layout, so I don't remember exactly where the keys are. So, okay, so stars here. I'm curious if it's possible. No, unfortunately, it doesn't work. Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, I can do pretty much whatever I want with this text. And that's kindaVim. It's a pretty cool app. It's not ideal as pretty much all of the software I'm showcasing, yet it gets the job done. And yeah, I really enjoy it most of the time. Next up, the last contender, Vimium. Vimium is a project initially started for Firefox, and now it's a Chrome extension and Firefox extension. It basically brings a lot of Vim features to the browser. One of those features you already saw, it's these yellow labels. Kind of look like Homerow, but in the browser. And because of bug with Homerow and Arc, I usually use Vimium in the browser and Homerow everywhere else. But that's not the only feature. You can also press question mark and open this huge hotkeys list, and we can do all sorts of things here. So for example, let's say I want to copy the title of this page. I want to type, I can press slash to enter search mode. Now I press, I type Vim, Vimium, and you can see it highlights in the top left corner name of the repo. But if I go down, I can finally reach the Vimium title. Now I press V to enter visual mode, and then I can select the text. So it's pretty similar to what I showed you with kindaVim, but in this case, I'm not editing text, I'm just interacting with the text on the page. And I can go down, I can go up and select whatever I want. I can also search again and let's say I want a word browser. Next one. And now I can select entire line and go down and select entire sentence. I can press YY for copying the current URL. I can go back in history or go forward with it in history. So if I go, let's say, to changelog here, now I can press H, or capital H to go back, and capital L to go forward. And you can find all sorts of different things in Vimium. For example, I can go at the very bottom with Shift G, or GG to go up. I can go down with D and scrolling by half a page. I can obviously open links, and it also works with like F, and I press Command and interesting. It didn't work as I expected. Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, no. Okay, so it's Shift instead of Command. So if I hold Shift, it will open link in a new window. Yeah, so that's Vimium. And I guess that's everything I wanted to show you. Again, most of the software I showcased is for macOS, but for my Windows and Linux viewers, I compiled a list of applications that simulate the same functionality for Windows and Linux. You'll find links to these applications in the description. And let me know if they're any good, because I cannot test them. Unfortunately, I don't have either Windows or Linux system available for me to try them out. So if they work and if they're good, just leave a comment. That's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little showcase, and see you in the next one.